morning. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I'm your host for the morning. My name is Badhun Das. I'm from Bangladesh, dear Knowledge Seeker. I'm proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and IS certified international education and training institute. In last years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student and community research providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective training is one skill just by for informal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learners, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, award quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like your own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kind of youth and promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the street of global professional. We believe that knowledge is love, light, and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner we present. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. RGB members are committed to offering effective base quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,935 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,935 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our services. So create your account for once with proof information. Note that with profile information, you'll enjoy our feature. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace slide. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified certificate. Now it's easier and time limited because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one. After that, if you pass, you will receive the certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download a certificate of gratitude. If you are an online life quiz competition winner, you can download a certificate of participation. If you are selected for lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organized combined support with IGP, you can download that also. You can easily prepare and download 18 types of research certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influence in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2020, 2021, and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic assessment in teaching learning, certificate of participation web series 2, teaching English as a foreign language and assessment, certificate of participation web series 3, digital classroom engagement 2, certificate of participation web series 4, the new trend in education, certificate of participation web series 5, upskill leadership and management skills, certificate of participation web series 6, trend and innovation in mathematics education, certificate of participation web series 7, research comprehension approach, certificate of participation web series 8, art in teaching a special program in the art, Study with a participation webinars is 921st century student teaching mathematics. Study with a IGP corporate ambassador. Study with a IGP campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000+ international level quiz with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our 50 plus business services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promised previously, but lack of technical problem, we're late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous condition to solve all issues from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check your dashboard for all website details. It's a product latest to check all button and pages on our website. Should like and still be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy. So at present, we will start our 1936 webinar, which name is Phenomenology in Educational Research, and today our speaker sir name is Muhammad Noman. He is from Indonesia. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker sir, wants to share a very little bit about him. ESL and ESP, teacher, Chinese and Thai student, former lecturer and course coordinator at ABS Modern. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir. Please unmute your mic.
Great. Is it clear? My voice is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Now I can hear you. Sir,
Okay.
please present your
Okay.
presentation.
Okay. Please give me a moment. कि मैं बात कर रहा हूं उनसे मैं कुछ पूछना चाहता हूं I have uploaded my PPT, but it's not working.
So yeah, we can see the PPT, but there's no slides, I think. Just one
There
blank
is.
page.
How about now?
Sir, please move it, make it full screen. It's not a full screen, sir.
Okay. What about now?
Not yet, sir. So share with us the full screen. We the screen you shared is a PPT screen. Please share with us the full screen.
Full screen. I don't know what's the problem.
So share the window with us where is full screen.
This is
There
full
is, I
screen
think,
window.
in the another window there is its full screen. That window please share with us.
It's not full screen, but for me, it's full screen on my computer. I don't know what's wrong with the stream.
Please, sir, when I share the screen, please check the stream here. You can understand what is going on there.
How about now? Is it clear? I refreshed the pages. Hello?
No, sir, it's not a full screen. We can see the screen, but it's not a full screen. Please check the StreamYard window. You can see the screen. Which one you shared?
The stream window is not working actually. The problem is with the screen window.
It's working, sir. The slides is moving, but it's not a full screen. Everything is fine, but the slide is not a full screen. So please try to again upload your slide. It will be better.
I tried to upload it once again. The problem is two times I upload the slides, but it's not moving, man.
Sir, I think there's some issue, so you can continue with like this because we already start our webinar. So you
Yeah,
can
just
continue with this.
what if I share the slides with you?
No, sir, I didn't get any slides from your side. If I
If I
got it, then I
send
will share.
now, okay, my slides already I sent my file to you.
Okay, sir, if I got it, I will share. But now you can continue with from your side
Okay.
with slide or without slide.
Oh, okay. Sorry for the inconvenience. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, today I will talk about phenomenology in educational research. Uh, what is actually phenomenology? The word phenomenology is from phenomena. So, certain phenomena which we study in educational research, but phenomenology in itself is a concept. The concept is not related only to education, but it's a very broad term uh, and first coined in 20th century, and it has influential structure within various faculties, particularly psychology, sociology, and then education. The phenomenology, in its most basic sense, can be referred to certain phenomena. And this phenomena depends upon how we see things and how certain things appear to us through our subjective capacity. So, how can it be a subjective capacity? If we refer back to the knowledge, how we perceive knowledge, so the first step in knowing certain things is sensory knowledge. And when it comes to sensory knowledge, so we have five senses to perceive the reality of the world. The first thing to perceive knowledge is five senses. And these senses are again not objective but subjective because what tastes good to us may not be good for others. What we listen may be well structured for us but may not be for others or may not be for one's own self sometimes. So it means that things are in complete changing once we perceive certain things. For instance, the knowledge in itself is not compiled in a full structured way. How? Because this world is in a complete change. So the knowledge which we consider this time as 100% may not be considered up to date level a few days back or after a few days. So it means like in past and future, it's in complete change. So that's why a phenomena here refers to certain things which we perceive subjectively in a frame of time, a limited frame of time. And as earlier I discussed that first thing is the sensory knowledge. So after sensory knowledge, we move to agreement with others. When we perceive the reality of world, after sensory knowledge, we agree with others. This agreement may be based on knowledge, may be based on experience, or maybe based on certain stories which a person heard. So, two things we discussed. The first is sensory knowledge, then move towards agreement with others. The third thing is expert opinion. Once we have our reality based on our perception, which is built upon the sensory knowledge, then we also have some agreement with others. So we move to an expert opinion. That expert may be a teacher, maybe a founder of a certain project who knows much more about the particular thing, can be an academician in academic world, an educator, but he might be expert in only one particular area. So we will consider him in that particular area as well as an expert, not everywhere an expert. So again, the knowledge here is perceived with a limited stream. Once we move from expert opinion, then we need to base certain things on logic. The logic seems to be very clear. Like sometimes we say it's the sentence may not be logical, where we talk about grammar. When we are referring to realistic worldly things, we might say this thing is illogical because of cultural domain, because of societal domains, because of religious domains. In a clear-cut way, we can say like, what is logic? So logic is a perceived reality based on certain facts. Like we say, man is mortal. So it means human in its all capacity are mortal. So then a particular individual is also mortal. So the logic is like, if we say man is mortal, so it means the logic behind this man is that every person is mortal. So this is the logic behind fact, that when certain things came into facts, it is then from subjective to objective and from objective to subjective. Like man is mortal is a subjective phrase for one individual, but as a whole, it is objective. Man is objective because it represents the whole humanity in this phrase, like man is mortal. But every individual in itself is also man or woman, whatever they be in their capacity. But again, they are also mortal. So this is the stream of knowledge. The first was sensory knowledge. We move to agreement with others, then expert opinion, and then logic. The last thing is scientific methods. So when we comes to scientific methods, we discuss phenomenology as scientific evidence. in educational research. Scientific method, it by its word, it means that we need to have scientific background, so scientific things then comes to research. So based on our discussion to phenomenology, when we relate to the research or science, because scientific method is science in itself. So what is science then? So science is all about a systematic process of learning. So when we heard the word science, it means a systematic knowledge, which will have certain steps. So the students of science must know, like every scientific knowledge is perceived by observations. And that observation is again done through the five senses. Then we have certain kind of experiments. Experiments are perceived with certain apprentice, but again, we take notes and all those things based on our sensory knowledge. So when we talk about scientific method, it means a systematic knowledge. So this was a certain, what we can say, background to the phenomenology. And now I will talk about what actually the phenomenology means. By its definition, the phenomenology is a qualitative research approach focusing on understanding human experiences from a first person perspective. As earlier in my discussion, I start about perceptions, and then perception of every individual is unique because every human is unique based on the choices, based on what we think, based on what we idealize. So that's why first person perspective is a complete domain of phenomenology. What is the importance of phenomenology? So it emphasizes the depth of personal experiences and subjective perceptions. And who founded this phenomenology? So I already told you that it was coined in 20th century by Edmund Husserl, though it was not particularly related to education at that time, but later on it has its roots now in education as well. What is phenomenology in education particularly? So understanding the lived experiences of students and educators, because education involves three things: student, learners, then teacher, then the knowledge. So that knowledge, if that is formal, so we need a school. If that is informal, again, we need certain place to learn certain things. So either it's formal or informal, knowledge must be transferred with two domains. The first is learner, and the one is a teacher. So that's why we have two kind of perspectives in education: learners led and teachers led. Then the purpose is to gain insights into educational process and the phenomena beyond the surface observations. Sometimes in classroom, majority of observations are based on surface level, other than the summative assessments. So this phenomenology can help us perform more insightful and and come up with more unique perspectives. And what can be the significance of phenomenology in education? So it helps creating more empathic, student-centered educational environments. And then after we discuss the role of phenomenology in education, it's very important that what is the nature of education of this phenomenology in education. So referring to the first part of our title, phenomenology in educational research. So there is a research. In research, we have two main methodologies referred to as qualitative and quantitative. So the nature of phenomenology is qualitative. Why it's qualitative? Because we are dealing with perspectives of individuals, not numbers. And quantitative is mostly the study of numbers. Then nature. So the nature of this phenomenology is descriptive and is not predictive. We don't make predictions. It seeks to describe experiences rather than measuring them because it's not numbers, so that we measure the numbers and come up with conclusions. What is the methodology in itself when we talk about phenomenology? So, most of the times, we need to have in depth interviews, narrative analysis, and thematic interpretations. What can be the outcomes in the particular research context? So, the outcome would be a rich data based on qualitative interviews. The structure is interview, detailed understanding of educational experiences because we will understand the experience of each individual. So that's why the nature in itself is qualitative and descriptive, also narrative. What are approaches to different approaches to phenomenology? Because a concept always have different approaches and different perspectives around it. It may be generalized or may be specified, but what can be approaches to phenomenology? So the first one is transcendental. It focuses on the essence of experiences and it was introduced by Husserl himself. The second is very important and it relates to education in its wider and equal domains and is known as hermeneutics. This one is coined by a different scholar named Martin and it is associated with emphasis interpretation of experience within their context. So we need to have emphasis on certain interpretations. For instance, we have many interpretations of certain things, particularly in educational domains, and when we refer to religious domains. So religious sciences, the interpretations are mostly taken from the grassroots. So this is the hermeneutics style that when we study phenomenology, we need to have emphasis on the interpretations of experiences within their contexts. So what we mean by this context is that we need to refer to certain things, which is the grassroots. If we compare the transcendental and hermeneutics, so these approaches are both equally structured in its contribution, but equally it has different perspective as well. They contribute completely different because the transcendental focus on essence of experience and also the uniqueness of experience. But the second one refers to the expert knowledge, which earlier I talked about two things. The first is sensory knowledge based on our perceptions, and then we agree with others, but the third is expert opinion. So the hermeneutic style refers to the expert opinion style. Then the question comes to mind, like if we have all those things and we want to do or perform a phenomenological research, how can we collect data? So data collection in itself is a question in both quantitative and qualitative designs. The instrument, how to collect data in phenomenological research, particularly. So it requires certain techniques, then certain analysis, and then authenticity as well. So referring to the first one, what can be the techniques? So earlier I discussed that most of the times we need to have in-depth interviews. But here I will add one more. We can have observations as well. So the techniques by which we can collect data must be based on observations and in-depth interviews. We can have certain more, but these two must be there. Analysis. How can we analyze the data? So we have stories, individual perceptions. So the style for analysis must be narrative. And when we have narrative data, we need to use thematic analysis, where we focus on the meanings of certain words based on the utterances of the participants and then attach the experiences of all those things to the data in their analysis. And how can we come up with the authenticity? So ensuring the participant voice are authentically represented. What they said, we exactly refer to those things. We didn't tame the data. And then secondly, the participants must be chosen based on certain, what we can say, certain method. Not like we have random sampling and so many sampling. So we need to have like a quality sampling structure as well. In phenomenology, the important concept is life work. Because we study the life of different individuals, so the concept of life work, the word life work is very important. It refers to the everyday life experiences of individuals, the understanding the life world of students and teachers provide deeper insights into educational interactions and what is the application of this word. So it means that how concepts, different concepts, helps us in framing educational research, then how we frame questions, and then how we frame our analysis. Analyzing the phenomenological data, then how we analyze the data which we already gathered through interviews or through observations. So it involves coding and thematic analysis to identify certain patterns. There are a lot of software as well for qualitative analysis. The context of analysis must be the emphasis on understanding the experiences first within the specific educational context and cultural context. And we need to ensure the reliability and validity, as these two are the basis of every research through careful and thoughtful analysis. Now we will move on to the applications of phenomenology in educational research. So most of the times, case studies are mostly based on phenomenology. As case studies on students' learning experiences and teacher-student interactions focuses and inspires as well. What can be the learning styles? So the style here refers to how phenomenology helps in identifying and understanding the diverse learning styles. Do we have some policy implications in phenomenology? So we can inform policies because we deal with humans and unique perspectives of humans. So this can be either affecting a policy positively or negatively, or maybe in support of certain policy, or maybe not supporting or yet going against a policy. So it can help us also in framing certain policies, maybe in educational context or in general context. What are specific contributions of phenomenology, particularly to educational field? So there are three basic contributions. The first one is enhancing empathy, empathic teaching, empathic learning, personalized learning, and holistic understanding. How can we enhance the empathy? So, by understanding individual experiences, educators can develop more empathic approaches. Insights from phenomenological studies can lead to more tailored educational strategies. And when it comes to holistic understanding, so emphasis on the importance of considering emotional, psychological, and social dimensions of learning. So these were the basic concepts which are framed in educational research, particularly referring to phenomenological studies in the context. Now, I will elaborate on certain things which are basics within the educational domain. The first thing is how can we focus on phenomenology in education? So earlier in my discussion, I referred to is what is education and then what involves inside education and then how knowledge come to us. After that, I discussed that in education, learner and teacher is very important. So the first thing to be taken in the phenomenology in the contribution towards education is the understanding of learners' experiences because it allows the educators and researchers to delve deeply into the lived experiences of learners because learners have different traits and different perceptions as well and different learning styles as well. We have three different learners based on how they learn. So some of them are visual learners, some of them are auditory, and some of them are kinesthetic. So how can we understand the educational experiences of these different learners and how we understand them and approach them and their prescriptive way based on their learning styles? Then phenomenology in education primarily involves the study of educational experiences as they are taken or perceived. So that's why phenomenology in education, in its first domain, is to understand learners' experiences. After that, the second one is teacher reflection. Because nowadays, the majority of the educational theories and then certain policies of different countries are more focused on student-centered classrooms, learner-centered classrooms. So that's why student is taken as the first grant. And then after that, we refer to the teacher reflection because in the modern era, teacher is taken as a facilitator. So teacher can use phenomenological methods to reflect on their own teaching practices. Two things are very important for a teacher. The first one is the subject knowledge, how we understand certain things. And the second is teaching practices, which involves methodology, teaching methodology or pedagogy. So, how he understands the pedagogy or how he understands the teaching in itself while elaborating on his understanding of certain topic. As earlier, I told you that the concept of learning and teaching is the primary objective in education, but beyond learning and teaching, the concept of sharing and caring is also important. It can be done through the classroom management and then through the pedagogical style of teacher. Once we understand the teacher reflection in phenomenology, we can have better approaches, potential pedagogies, and then the outcome will be always good. After the student and teacher contributions, the third one is curriculum development. So, phenomenological approach to curriculum development mainly focuses on how subjects and contents are experienced by learners. And this can lead to designing of curriculums and syllabus that are more engaging, more meaningful, more potential, and strongly focuses on the outcomes that are aligned with students' lived experiences or practical life. After curriculum development, the emphasis is mostly on the research. As earlier I discussed, that phenomenology is qualitative, so its emphasis on qualitative research. In educational research, it emphasizes qualitative methods based on interview styles, narrative, and case studies. This emphasis allows for more new and novel ideas based on detailed understanding of educational phenomena that quantitative methods alone might not provide. So when, because majority of the studies focuses on quantitative, which is like a kind of questionnaires when we talk about educational researches. So those things may not give us the complete picture of certain subjects, certain issues in hand. Therefore, we need to have emphasis on qualitative research. And for that, we always cater phenomenology in our research. Then addressing diverse learning's needs. How can we address diverse learners' needs? As earlier in my discussion, I discussed that we have different types of learners based on how they perceive things, how they perceive ideas, how they learn. Every human is very unique. So every student is also very unique based on his potentials. That's why addressing diverse issues or diverse needs are very important. So how can we address them? Phenomenology in itself focuses on diverse perspectives. So while incorporating phenomenology into the learning needs based on holistic style, hermeneutic style or based on pedagogical style, all can produce best results. There are some ethical considerations to phenomenology because this phenomenology might be very good, but it might be problematic if we don't create certain ethical consideration while doing research or while framing curriculum or showing empathy. Because ethical consideration in research and learning and teaching all need certain ethical considerations. Phenomenology in education also brings to the forefront ethical considerations about the learner's environment of learning, particularly by focusing on subjective experiences of students and teachers. It can also reveal the impact of educational practices on individual well being, respect for student autonomy, and creation of a supportive and nurturing educational environment, regardless of the nature of the students. Because education primarily focuses on nurturing rather than the nature. So we can have empathy, but we must have understanding as well. So it can also help educators to develop empathy and a deeper understanding of their students as well by appreciating the unique experiences and perspectives of each student, but also framing certain disciplinary, ethically, and morally systematic domains. Then exploring the essence of learning and teaching is also very important because phenomenology seeks to uncover the essence of a phenomenon, lived experiences. So, in education, this can involve exploring the fundamental questions about the nature of learning, the role of teacher, and the purpose of education itself, if not nurturing. So, how can this nature sustain? So, the basic purpose of education itself is to nurture the learners. Influencing educational policy is also very important. So sometimes, as earlier I discussed it, policy can also be framed from the phenomenology, but it depends on the insights we gain from the phenomenological research and then how we inform educational policies because our context is in education. Leading to reforms, how can we bring certain reforms that are more attuned to the life experiences of students and teachers? And the last one is how we connect this phenomenology into the interdisciplinary connections. Because phenomenology is not a field that is directly oriented into education, but it has its roots in psychology, sociology, anthropology. That's why this phenomenology in itself is interdisciplinary field and it has interdisciplinary connection in education as well. So phenomenology in education often intersects with other disciplines and it will intersect based on hermeneutics or social structure like psychology, sociology, and anthropology. It provides a rich interdisciplinary perspective that can enhance understanding and practice in education. So finally, Phenomenology in education is a powerful approach for gaining a deep understanding of the subjective, lived experiences of students and teachers. It emphasizes the importance of personal perceptions and experiences, particularly in education, and process of how we perceive different types of learners based on their learning styles, and also offers a unique lens through which we view teaching and pedagogical practices and the educational system as a whole as well. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask because our question and answer session is already started. Hello. If you have any questions, please refer to chat box, or you can also ask me like directly what I don't know.
Thank you so much, sir, for a rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short, we'll back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition.
Welcome.
Welcome back, sir. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Sir, I think after a wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Honorable sir, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can.
Okay.
Dear IGP Knowledge Seek, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Dear IGP Knowledge Seek, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP Knowledge Seek, it's time for the most important part of the webinar, which is our webinar certification process, which is a regular webinar activity. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next, which is the learning test. Passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the quiz, download your certificate in PDF or GPT. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next with the learning test. Passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the quiz, download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. We change a few process for online quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.edurgp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button and given link. Find the session name and join with your logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join. Enjoy an online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on our official Facebook page and Institute of Global Professionals. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 17 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is, in phenomenology research, participant create dash. Option 2 is the right answer. 92% people are right here. Our next question is, first step in conducting phenomenology research, is it option 1 and option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our next question is, phenomenology in an approach in equality research, true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our next question is, epidemiology approach is qualitative research. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our next question is, data analysis, epidemiology research moves from, is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer and 100% people are right here. Our next question is, epidemiology research design that include in, is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our next question is, the first step in epidemiology research is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. No one is correct here. Our next question is, in which area do government and education industries focus their research? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 50% people are right here. Our next question is, who was a notable researcher in phenomenological? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 92% people are right here. Our last and final question of the session is, in forensic research, data will be collected though. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate and official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill is Everest of learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy, stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to go on people of things, Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the like button, I can want to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.